Sometimes when you move to a different country, people think you're chasing something. But the truth is, sometimes you're just trying to find an environment that brings out the best version of yourself. And the longer I've lived overseas, the more I've realized something. Where you live shapes who you become. Leaving Thailand was a big decision, but choosing where to go next, that might have been an even bigger one. When you live overseas long enough, you start to realize something important. Where you live doesn't change the scenery. It changes how you think, how you move, and sometimes even who you become. So when it was time for me to start a new chapter in life, I wasn't just looking for another place to stay. I was looking for a place that felt right. A place with a different kind of energy. And somehow, that search led me here, Colombia. Now, when most people hear the word Colombia, they usually think about the stereotypes first. The headlines, the stories they've heard. But once you actually come here, once you spend time in the streets, talking to people, living day to day, you start realizing this place is a lot different than what people expect. One of the biggest reasons I chose Colombia comes down to something simple: environment. Environment matters more than most people realize. The streets you walk every day, the conversations you have, the pace of life around you. All of those things slowly shape the way you think. When I first arrived here, one of the things that stood out to me immediately was the rhythm of daily life. It's active, but it's not chaotic. People move with purpose, but they're not constantly rushing. You see people sitting outside cafes talking for hours. You see neighbors greeting each other in the street. You hear music playing in the middle of the afternoon. It feels alive, not rushed. And when you live in an environment like that long enough, it starts to influence you too. You slow down in the right way. You become more present. You start appreciating things you might have ignored before. The lifestyle wasn't the only reason Colombia caught my attention. There was something else. Something that surprised me once I started spending time here. And honestly, it's something I didn't expect. The culture here is strong. And when I say culture, I'm not talking about something you see in museums. I'm talking about something you feel when you walk through the streets. Colombia has a personality. Every country does. But some cultures are quieter. Some are more reserved. Colombia is different. Music everywhere. You'll hear salsa coming from restaurants, bars, cars, even someone's phone speaker. And the funny thing is, people don't wait for special occasions to dance. They dance in the street. They dance at cafes. Sometimes they dance while waiting for food. It creates an atmosphere that feels joyful. And that kind of energy is contagious. Because when you're surrounded by people who enjoy life, it starts influencing how you experience your own life too. Another factor that made Colombia stand out is something a lot of people consider when moving abroad: cost of living. But the real advantage here isn't just that things are affordable. It's what that affordability gives you. Options. When everyday life is affordable, you gain something much more valuable than money. You gain freedom. Freedom to focus on building something meaningful. Freedom to explore new ideas. Freedom to spend time intentionally instead of constantly worrying about expenses. And that kind of freedom creates space for growth. But what really convinced me that Colombia was the right place for this next chapter wasn't the cost. It was the feeling. Sometimes you travel somewhere and it feels interesting. Other times you travel somewhere and it feels right. That's the difference. And Colombia just felt right for where I am in life right now. Cartagena has this unique energy. It's historic, but it's not stuck in the past. You can walk through streets that are hundreds of years old and still feel the city moving forward. There's always something happening. Music playing, people talking, street vendors selling food, life unfolding in front of you. And when you live in a place like that, it keeps you curious. It keeps you exploring. It keeps life interesting. At the end of the day, the biggest reason I chose Colombia comes down to growth. Every place you live teaches you something. Some places teach discipline. Some places teach independence. Some places teach perspective. And when you feel like you learn what a place had to teach you, sometimes the best thing you can do is move forward. Not because the place was bad, but because you're ready for something new. For me, Colombia represents that next chapter. And I'm not saying Colombia is perfect. No place is. But sometimes the right environment at the right time in your life can change everything. And right now, this environment feels like exactly where I'm supposed to be. Life isn't meant to stay in one place forever. Sometimes the best thing you can do is step into something unfamiliar. Experience a different culture. See the world from a new perspective. Colombia might not be the final destination, but right now, it's the right chapter. And this story is just getting started. Catch y'all on the next one.